This video is very different, but also very similar. Going Under is a totally accurate business simulator in which you must wait, cut. Haven't I already done this joke? How about we try something different this time? Hey y'all, Glyph here. Once again here to talk about a niche indie game that almost no one's ever heard about. Or, well, the same indie game I talked about last time. And since I've already made a review on this game, I'm not gonna try selling you on it this time. With this video, I actually plan to jump into what got me into the game in the first place. Speedrunning. No, I'm serious. An old coworker of mine was a moderator for Going Under, and now that it's out, Another Crab's Treasure as well. And he's the guy who convinced me to play both of those games. Oh, and speaking of Another Crab's Treasure, since I'm on that point already, I have played to completion by now, and I have to say, what a game. I am so in love with this title. Oh my goodness, it is crazy. Oh, but I'm not here to talk about that today. Videos on Another Crab's Treasure are in the future plans, including potentially speedrunning it. So, look forward to that. But back to my original story. I got Going Under and played it all the way through, as recommended by my speedrunning coworker, and then figured, why don't I speedrun it myself? I booted up all the things, did a speedrun, submitted it to speedrun.com with the intention of making this very video. And, some time has definitely passed since that original run. But now I'm actually making videos, I figured I needed to come back to this run and give it some proper justice. So, with that massive preamble out of the way, with this video, I want to pay tribute to the game, the devs, and the speedrun community with this weird shitpost of a video. If you plan to somehow use this as a speedrun guide, be my guest, and good luck. I've been told by literally everyone that I talk way too fast for my own good, so if you can understand what I'm saying, here's a gold star. You've earned it, champ. I'll also make sure to include links to the official speedrunning Discord for this game, along with their speedrun guide document in the description of this video in case you want to try the run out for yourself. Strap yourselves in, folks. This is where the run begins. Now, before hopping into a run, we need to select a category. Most of the categories for this game are single dungeon runs, but I don't want that. I want to see the whole establishment burn down. So we're going fresh file. From there, I then chose to run on assist mode because it makes things easier, and it's also a less competitive category. But now that our category is selected, before starting the speedrun, we have to first start the game. I know, what a crazy concept. Listen, I may talk nonsense like 90% of the time, but this is actually a speedrun strat. You see, like most video games, this game has a tutorial with pop-up ads to explain what every button does. Now, for some reason, if you manage to beat the tutorial and then leave the game and delete that save, as long as you start the run on that same save file, when you go back to the tutorial, most of those messages will just not be there anymore. I don't know why that is, but trust me, bro, my friend wrote the Bible. Now we've done the equivalent of installing our ad blocker and VPN of choice, we can jump into a run proper. So we mass pass a story to find an unwanted trespasser in our fine establishment. So we do what any self-respecting business person would do and kill that foolish lawbreaker. After that's done, the plan is simple. Kill his entire family. It's about sending a message. Welcome back to the tutorial, where this time we get to go even faster. So I'll do you a favor and let you in on a few trade secrets to help you on your way. First off, charge attacks are your best friend, because, you know, what's more efficient than double the damage? Second off, just like in real life, coffee is your best friend. Just one sip and oh, there she goes. One last useful tip is something that you'll do if you're good at the game. I, however, am not. So I forgot to implement the End of Battle Slowdown Skip, or EBSS, or, as I like to call it, the epilepsy strat. Okay, so all that you need to know about this is that whenever you beat a room, the game hits the lag switch as a way of showing off that you did it, and that you can counter this lag by mashing the Z targeting button. Oh, I should probably explain my split here. No, there is no way to skip the tutorial. However, there is a skip you can do at the end of the tutorial to get past some cutscenes. Once you get through this room in particular, when you go into the next room, you want to open the menu and quit the run. Whilst quitting is usually a bad idea, in this circumstance, it is what they call optimal. That cutscene is what actually marks the end of the tutorial, and by quitting the run here, that shorter bit of text can be used to skip past the much longer cutscene that's supposed to occur right after this dungeon. Now the tutorial's over, it's time to run it right back and show Middle Manager Bane what's good. This is because he is a CEO, and therefore has forfeit all human rights. Geneva Convention? Well, I've never been. So as I start slaughtering freelancers left and right, I do want to point out that I'm speedrunning a roguelike, which means that I'll be dealing with random elements. A lot. I could either have the best run of all time, with a string of luck long enough to restrain your mom, or RNGesus could decide my life has been way too easy up till now and snap my fucking neck. So anyways, I can't really control the RNG that comes with the roguelikes, so I just gotta learn the base mechanics and, get good. To get some more boring explanation out of the way, I'll just outline the basis of each dungeon real quick, so that way you understand what I'm doing and don't have to repeat myself every time. Each dungeon has 4 floors, the last of which only needs a store and boss chamber. The other 3 floors will have a set of rooms with fights, a storeroom, and a bonus room with a free skill. There are also rooms with optional fights. We don't want to activate these fights, because that is what we call in the business a time loss. At the end of every floor, there will be a final combat encounter, where upon beating it, we'll get a drone delivery from our corporate overlords with yet another skill. Get to the bottom of the dungeon, defeat the boss, and move on to the next target. Hopefully that explanation was shrimpable enough that I can get back to our regularly scheduled programming. As we make our way down Uber HQ, we continue to down every coffee mug we can find for that sweet, sweet boss look! Just make sure to get as many skills as you can for that sweet, sweet XP. Cause with great knowledge comes great power, Jimbo. Oh, and feel free to ignore the Lamborghini in my garage guy. I'm pretty sure most of his debuffs will just be a time loss. Warning. Warning. No matter what you do, never get the bomb skill. It drops a bomb where you dodge roll, which can hurt you, as most bombs do. Freaking skill made me die on my original run. Fast forwarding to the end of the dungeon, I buy out everything in the shop and kill the boss before he can even process what's going on. Batman, what are you... Then I take what's his and leave. And let's just ignore the fact that I forgot his coffee mug, which could have made me go even faster in the fight. Welcome back to work, kid. Sorry, life isn't all about gaslight, gatekeep, girl bossing everybody around you. Sometimes you actually gotta go into the office and do things. Fortunately, it's not much. We just go to the front desk, buy these 2 skills, and then talk to the best coworker, Swamp. Much like myself, he'd love nothing more than to see the world burn, and is willing to reward us with his help should we engage in some minor arson. You know, just hot girl shit. With all that out of the way, time to go back to gaslight, gatekeep, girl bossing all over the competition. Here, we reach Elon Musk's crypto mine, but this time the children got worked to death. Oh no! As my split here so eloquently puts it, here we need to use every fire source we can to burn down everything in sight. Well, 30 things to be precise. Just make sure to leave a trail of flames as you make your way down the dungeon. Here on the first floor, we got a hold of the best skill in the game. Let me introduce you to Stress Eater. This bad boy makes it so that when you chop down on food, your damage doubles for a short amount of time. And yes, it stacks, making it stupid broken for boss fights. Well, all except for one, but we'll get back to that later. Your 2 best general friends in this dungeon are minecarts and protractors. You can use minecarts like I use my car when a children comes out into the street to fetch their ball. And the protractors, well, they have what you would call a broken hitbox. Oh yeah, and while we're here, we also get the best skill in the game. It's just a constant hitbox that rotates around you and more damage is good. Even if it ends up destroying all the torches, making the arson mission a pain. Oh, I forgot to mention up to this point, starting the second dungeon, you get access to mobile apps. That's right, now we can charge their phone, be bisexual, eat hot chip, and download a car. Okay, but jokes aside for a second, the Upcycle app is one of the best in the game as it buffs your weapon and replenishes its durability. Back to the actual run, we hit the bottom of the dungeon and get to loop the boss. Start going up to his gamer throne and steal his vertical monitor that he uses for his Discord kittens. This is the best weapon in the entire game, to the point that it makes or breaks a run in this game's other popular category. You see, all weapons in this game have durability, and once the durability is out, the weapon breaks. When electronics break, they electrocute the person that you broke it on. Feel free to try it with somebody that you care about. However, since this monitor was never meant to be grabbed, the devs never added durability to it, but you could still grab it, and with proper finesse, you could then two-hand it and constantly break it over the enemy's skull without losing the weapon, allowing you to stun lock the boss and not let them play the game. Oh yeah, and because break hits deal double damage, you're essentially wielding a double damage taser club of destruction. Now we've properly bullied Elon Musk, he dips and leaves his crypto tome behind. Whilst I'm heavily against cryptocurrency scams, Rose is better that I own this and never do anything with it, like a proper businesswoman. By now, you've hopefully burned down enough to satiate Swamp's lust for destruction. If you have, he will grant you the privilege of stealing things from the store for you. Just like in real life, this is broken, as it means I get things for free, instead of having to fork my hard-earned cash over to some greedy corpos who are already selling my information and stealing my money. Like the IRS, just make sure to equip Swamp's help with the menu before you progress. With all that said and done, we only have one last mom pa shop to completely annihilate to prove my superiority as the one girl boss to rule them all. In this dungeon, we raid Twitter HQ, so I can restore the good old-fashioned beliefs upon which we used to rely back into the dating sphere. This is a cry for help. I'm so desperately lonely. I don't know how much longer I can keep up this stupid act. Please, 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 I'm very vulnerable right now if any bad bitches want to take advantage of me. So, this dungeon is hell. No, literally, look at the demons here. But this dungeon also has some of the funnier decorations, including the weapon of choice for any grown them child like myself. That goofy ass sticky hand that just ragdoll homes in on everything and just go. This boss sucks. They're apparently vulnerable the whole time, but you can only get past their emotional barriers if you're big enough. I, however, am what the baddies call small and the homies call average. So I've just gotta fight the boss as intended. So, with all the pop MacGuffins in hand, we open the gay portal. However, since it isn't Pride Month yet, I've been told that going in there will only lead to a bad time. However, as a true ally, I ignore the advice of rainbow capitalists and dive straight into the gays. Whoa, I thought you said bad time, not bad trip. Welcome, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes to JoJo's Wild Edibles. Lane really do be hitting different after the 4th shot, huh? Yeah, there's not much to say about this dungeon that you can't already see for yourself. Outside the camera app, which is the best app in the entire game, as it's a free stun lock. Oh no. Oh god, it's the funny rock. There's no escape from the funny, it won't leave me alone. What are you doing? Shh, I'm writing my business practices on a napkin. They will be overly complicated and everyone who works for me must live by them if they want to stay employed. Why would you do that? Don't question me! Welcome to the boss fight against Jeff Bezos, which is literally just a Meta Knight battle from Kirby. Bro thinks he's him. Yeah, not much to say about him. Just face tank him if you've got the health, watch out for his counter, and kill Jeff Bezos. Why would you do this? This isn't very leadershiply of you. What? The napkin! It's not Jeff Bezos out of the picture. Amazon HQ lashes out and destroys the very business that I spent the last 30 minutes giving my everything to. And just like that, in just under 33 minutes, I managed to speedrun business failure. Thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to like what you saw and subscribe so I can feed my family. And also make sure to check out my... Huh? Wait, what's that? It's only the halfway point? So after waking up in our bacon bed, we are upstairs as we find our boss throwing a pity party. After properly consoling him, he tells us that in order to fix things, we've got to talk to Amazon Board of Directors. Whilst I normally don't associate with rich people, I suppose this is my fault, and I can take responsibility for my actions just this once as a treat. But in order to talk to the board, I first need to kill their shareholders. So I start by phasing through reality to save 3 whole seconds. Where'd I go? Now, we get to my worst part of the entire run. No, seriously, this is the only dungeon I've died to in both of my runs. Yeah. Fortunately, there are 2 things here to help you out. First, by now you should have Swamp's help, making the stores useful on every floor to get that sweet booty. Something else to bear in mind is that these next 3 dungeons are just harder variants of the first 3 dungeons, so you can expect a lot of the same, along with new harder challenges, enemies, and environments designed by Satan himself to test your patience and will to live. As a mentally unstable individual myself, this all is manageable. Because nothing can be worse than what I've already faced. Oh yeah, back to the enemies, some of them can just activate a bisexual install and become an even greater menace. But on the plus side, like most suffering, it pays very, very well. So don't be afraid to buy more things in the earlier shops, because chances are you'll make all that money back and be able to still buy out the boss shop. Whilst I may harp on this dungeon and struggle with it a lot, I do have to say it does have some really wild weapons, like body pillows and the literal axe with burn damage. On top of just wild weapons, this dungeon also has some insane baddies that I would let have their way with me. Raiden, in order to date me, you must defeat all 7 of my evil exes. Now, I understand that this video can be a lot, so feel free to take a moment to stretch, relax, and then get back here because I'm not done with you yet, you little. Allow me to introduce you to the best skill in the game. It is extremely situational, as it just lets you blow up when you leave a crawl space. However, the explosion has some wild properties, like being able to get those pedestal briefcases without having to fight the ensuing enemies. And, most importantly, duplicating the end of floor drone delivered skills if you roll onto the box just right. So yeah, I still hate this boss the second time around, but I do love that they dolled themselves up. Good for them. Good for them. Now that I've forever doomed myself to curse of only swiped left, it's time to raid Elon's shaft, this time with less arson, unless you swing that way. But as for me, since it's no longer optimal as a gamer, I will not listen to the voices. You know how they say size isn't everything? Well, elongated muskrat would beg to differ. Large and in charge and scaled up are the best skills of this boss, which make both you and your weapons bigger, allowing you to wail on him in his gamer chair while he hits the gritty and then fucking dies. And finally, we're back to where we began, but this time, the freelancers have hired the guys that shot Kennedy, so that means we got guns. Like a lot of them. Like the amount you find. Listen, I don't get paid enough to get zoned out. Get back here, you. Me when I'm the big guns. Oh, and watch out for coffee spills. Yeah, there's a lot of those too. Who taught these guys how to drive? Oh, yeah. Remember when I said that stress tier doesn't work on one of the bosses? I don't blame you if not. I realize attention spans are getting shorter and shorter by the day. Trust me, I'm no exception. What was I saying again? Oh, right, me when stress tier no work. Well, here's that boss. The process of him performing coffee eye surgery on himself takes up the entire time the food buff would take place. So I'm sorry, Stress Eater, but I don't want to play with you anymore. With all 3 shareholders dead, there's only 1 left. Oh, he just hands it over. Phew, I'd feel a little conflicted having to kill my boss. Anyway, now it's time to raid the headquarters of our corporate overlords and end this, one way or another. First, I let my pent-up frustration for cardboard boxes and use the Persona 5 calling card, TM, to kill the Alexa towers in the next room. Oh hey, on the go coffee. Don't mind if I do! Oh hey, remember all those enemies we slaughtered on our way up here? Yeah, the coworkers want to work with us now. Something about being grateful for me killing their boss and freeing them from corporate labor. Ah, those naive fools. The only true freedom is the sweet release of death, but some extra help wouldn't hurt. Me and the boys on our way to kill capitalism. I am heavy weapons guy, and this is my weapon. Wait, what's Bezos doing alive? That's right. None of the bosses we killed actually died, and this guy is no exception. Hey, how's that napkin treating ya? Well, as you can see, my genius leadership principles gave me this awesome jacket and even cooler sword, so clearly I'm better than you. How are those two even related? Oh, never mind. Shape is just gonna feel so goddamn good. Welcome to Bezos Round 2. Just like before, he's easy. Just wail on him with the help of the Goon Squad, remember all the tricks from earlier, and kill Jeff Bezos. Once he's down, take the Union Buster. Yes, that's what the weapon is actually called, no need to fact check me. And keep going. There's now nothing between you and the board. Before we actually confront the board of directors and finish this, we have one more set of skills to choose from. In specific, we want to get these 2 at least. And fortunately, I got both of them. I'll explain why they're useful in like a minute. Rise and grind. I'm here to kick bubblegum and shoot. Wait, where'd they go? Hey Alexa, find me the board of directors.
They are dead. I had no choice but to suck their soul out to sell more product.
Damn, really gives Eat the Rich a whole new meaning, huh? Wait, why did you kill them?
It was the only way to get enough power to perform the dark ritual needed to break the privacy settings on people's souls to more efficiently gather user data.
Isn't that like a massive violation of privacy?
Violate these nuts.
Oh, you've done it now. You're gonna regret that. Oh wait, that was easy. And I've spoken too soon, haven't I? That's right, the final boss wasn't Jeff Bezos, but in fact Alexa. Well, that should be easy. Just pull the plug on the Wi-Fi, like I would do with my life support. This is a battle of attrition. No, seriously, there's no way to damage her in this state. All you can do in this phase is fend off against the endlessly spawning enemies as your coworkers shower you with food and skills. All until the computer whiz gives you an app that allows you to fight Alexa in the cloud. And no, this isn't a haha funny. I know I'm a little gremlin and everything I've said has been a stupid little joke up until now, but I'm being totally serious. You enter the cloud and are just fighting Minos Prime. In our little one-on-one with Alexa Prime, you get no weapons. See what I said about those items from earlier? Those increase melee damage, so they are invaluable in this fight. Just don't get hit, or you're stuck back in waiting purgatory. Oh, and speaking of waiting, remember that this is a roguelike with random elements. So you could be waiting for minutes on end for this freaking app to spawn, so I can actually fight the boss. Or you can have my luck for my first run, where I enter the cloud, defeat phase 1, snap back to reality, immediately get the app, go back into the fight and take out the second phase, I'm back in the building again, and then I immediately get the app the third time, land the finishing blow, and win. Once you land the final hit on Alexa at home, that's time! Yes, there is a little bit more gameplay after this, but for some reason the run ends after you land the final hit. I don't know why, but again, I choose not to question it. And just like that, I managed to prove how much of a danger I am to society by burning down the largest megacorporation on the planet in just under an hour and a half, placing me at an honorable second place on the leaderboard out of 2 runners whole.